Hi everyone, this is my mini research video presentation in the subject of Knowledge and Philosophical Foundation of Social Work Profession. I have 5 persons who've been interviewed. First is Miss Jacqueline Tender. She is 22 years old. Her definition of need and problem: for her, a need is a challenge that you need to fulfill in order to gain pleasure yourself or others, while the problems is generally has some kind of negative consequences if you don't resolve it. Next, I asked her how do she meet her needs. For her, it requires that become responsible to myself and also develop enough the self-esteem to make myself my priority to have what I need or what I want. Next, I asked her how she respond the problems. For her, solve the problems, feel better about it, and regulate your emotion response to the problems. Next is Mr. Yumel Dave Gonzaga. He is 20 years old. His own definition of need: for him, need is something that people should and must have in order for people to satisfy their happiness and also for them to survive. Problem is something that people need to solve. It happens always to us people. Sometimes it makes people's life miserable if they can find it a solution, causing stress, depression, and worst is having a suicidal thoughts, depending on how big is the problem. But some people take it as motivation to grow as a person applying their problem-solving skills. Next, how he meet his needs. For him, needs like food, shelter, and clothes are given or provided by my parents, but needing stuff like cell phone, laptop, stable internet for my studies, I meet all those stuff by saving money. And in my situation nowadays, not having stable work or not having work at all, I ask money for my parents, my brothers, and sisters to meet all my needs. Next, how he respond to problems. For him, I respond to the problem by first knowing what is the problem. Then, after I plan and make a possible solution, like what if I do this, what if I do that. Both sides, I always think what are the possibility or the outcome if I make this as a solution to my problem, like it will benefit to me or it will make situation worse. Then after I will make actions, then problem solve. Next person is Miss Jana Pahayahay. She is 19 years old. Her definition of need and problem: for her, needs is talking about our necessities to survive here in our Mother Earth. It could be our primary needs such as food, clothes, houses, and financial. Then, problems is the situation in which a person is maybe harmful or unwelcome, entitled to have solutions. Number 2, how she meet her needs. For her, she meet her needs by knowing the differences between self-care and selfishness. How she respond the problems. Her response is feel better about the problem, regulate your emotional response to the problem. Next is Miss Eliza Romero. She is 23 years old. Her definition of need and problem: need is what exists regardless of what you think. Then a problem is what exists the moment you desire a solution. How she meet her needs. Her answer is, many people don't know how to ask for what they need in their relationships. Even me, when I was at stage of late adulthood, as the time time goes by, I realize one thing: in order to know what you need is to talk yourself, saying that what I do I need. This is my realization will help us to get our or your emotional desires met. And you must be the one who responsible for that, enabled to meet your needs, and you are the one who adjusts, because we are not young, we are at the right age to face the desires in life. How she responds her problem. For her, I do respond my problems by, for instance, it is talk about school activities. I may prefer to write it down those problems and step by step to solve it. But before that, I deeply think if that problems could not help my career, what I'm always doing are to find some solution in order to be a simple problem. To tell the problems to others is not easy. I'm sure it takes time to think to whom they might share with, and this means that they trust you. Being someone who can be trusted is not easy as well, because you have to keep your secrets properly. Basically, I may prefer to keep in my own. Let myself to do this. I don't want to disturb others for my own sake. Next is Miss Natalie de la Cruz. She is 18 years old. Her definition of need and problem is, for her, a need is something that is necessary for an organism to live a healthy life. Needs are distinguished from wants. In other words, a need is something required a safe, stable, and healthy life. Problem is a matter or situation regarded as unwelcome or harmful and needing to be dealt with and overcome. It is a situation preventing something being achieved. How she meet her needs. Her answer is, know the differences between self-care and selfishness. Realize that you have a choice. Propose something else and understand that you are of equal worth to anybody else. How she respond the problems. Her answer is by figuring it out and understand, analyze, then we will apply a proper solution for our problem. My reaction to the people I interviewed was happy, because the content of their idea was good to solve their problems that we face in our daily life, even in how they deal with their needs. As a student like them, I had additional information that would help with my need and problem. I had more knowledge about what we face in our lives. We must go with the flow of our lives, so that we do not have to deal with a problem. Even our needs and wants are not all we get. We need more necessities that are important and available to us on a daily basis, such as food, clothing, and medicine. I feel for them how they can live beautifully and happily, even if they have problems and even if their life needs are not enough. I feel for them how to be stable and not give up on life trials. I fell for them and learned how to be responsible when it comes to need. That's all. Thank you.